Hi, my name is Carlos and he's Fabio, and this is our code for the second challenge when we're gonna use our display and our LEDs. So
Yes, first I decided to do the up and down button. So in this case, we connect the Arduino to the laptop, and in the counter will appear 0. Will appear 0. So when we press the upper button, the counter +1 to the display. And if we continue in the multiples of 3, there appears the blue LED. Also, it do the same if we press the down button, it decreases the number in the counter. So for example, there's a multiple of 3. 6 is also a multiple of 3, and 9 is 2. So if we decrease, it also appears the blue light.
well, I decided to do the code for the 3 LEDs, and whenever a multiple of 8 appears in the display, it will light on the 3 LEDs. So, as you can see here, with the left button we can increase the number in the display, and with the right button we decrease it. So if I move up to 8, it will light on the 3 LEDs, and that same thing happens when I get to another multiple of 8, 16, then 24, and if I want to decrease it to 16 again or to 8, I have the 3 lights. So that's all. Hi, my name is Carlos and I'm going to explain my code for the second challenge. In this code, the aim of this code is to enable the display in order to, when we press the right and left button, it will increase with the left button and it will decrease with the right button. And whenever in the display a multiple of 8 is shown, the LEDs red, yellow and green will be turned on. Okay, so let's begin. First of all, what we had to do is to download the function of the display in Arduino, and we'll have to put it like this: #include and that library. And in here there are these are the variables, the global variables that I can change whenever I want, and it's easier because if I put instead of putting 3 and then I had to change it, I just have to change here the number. So the right and left bottom are 3 and 5 number of pins. The clock and the DIO, those are analog pins, and those are the ones that came from the display. Then here we have to create a new instance of display with this structure, and then these are other variables. The variable counter is the initial value that will start in our display. The button delay is that whenever we press the button in our Arduino, we will have to wait 200 milliseconds to press it again, so we don't have to keep pressing it, or it won't be very exact. Then the left LED, middle LED, right LED, those are the LEDs we're gonna use whenever a multiple of 8 is shown in the display. And the quick delay and a slower delay, those we're going to use it in the code. Well, then in void setup, the part when we're gonna put the codes, and first the pin mode, we have to wake up the right button, the left button with this structure, and then we have to clear the display in order to be exact, and then the brightness of the display, that is going to be 0xf, and the display shown number deck, this will be the first number that will be shown in our Arduino. And then we have the LEDs, we have to wake it up with this structure, the one that we used, also the last code, the last challenge. Then the while loop is the one that we're gonna use to describe the code and to repeat it. So what I did first was to put the structure if. The structure if is helpful because in here we're gonna add a number every time we press the button. So low is when the button is pressed. So every time that the left button is pressed, we're gonna add a number to the counter, and we will be adding and adding and adding. Then this is to show the number that is going to be added, and then the button delay that is 200 milliseconds, and to wait in order to press later the button. And here, this structure is helpful for the multiples of 8 and the and when we turn on the right LED, left LED, middle LED. So here with the counter, this symbol of percentage is in order to get the residual of the division. For example, if I had 16 between divided by 8, and the residual has to be 0 in order to be a multiple of 8. So if I had 15, it will not be 0, the result of the residual. So this is helpful to identify a multiple of 8 in the display and to turn on the LEDs. So I have here the quick delay, and quick delay, and a slower delay when the button is pressed. Then the digital read for the right button is the same. When the right button is pressed, in other words low, the counter will be resting one number, and by resting one number, the display will show the counter by resting the number, and the button delay is the same as in the upper part. It will take 200 milliseconds in order for us to press again the button. And then we have the same here. If a multiple of 8 is shown in the display, the other LEDs will be turned on. And that's all. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jose Fabio, and in this audio I will explain what is my Arduino second practice about. First, in this part I explain what is the program, what is the purpose of this program. In this case, I decided to use the upper and the down button, so in order to add a number to the display, to the counter. And also, whenever in the counter appears a multiple of 3, it will turn on the blue LED. Here, the first and the main part is to include our display, so the program and the Arduino can read it and it will turn on. Here, in all this part, we assign a value to our variables of the program. Here, especially, I set the values of the upper and the down button, which in this case is the second and the fourth pin. Now, in the setup part, as previous practice, we turn on and we wake up all our pins, the upper button, the down button, and set the brightness and the number that we will be shown in the counter whenever we turn on the Arduino. And now, in the void loop, we do all the instructions that the Arduino will follow. First, we use the first if is to give an order to the upper button. In this case, when we press the upper button, it will add 1 to the counter. So, for example, if we have in the counter 3 and we press the upper button, it will set 4. And the second if is when we want to turn on the blue LED. So, whenever in the counter appears a multiple of 3, the blue LED will turn on. And in this part, in the third if, is exactly the same as the first if. So in this time, when instead of adding 1 to the counter, it will decrease 1 to the counter. And the fourth and final if is exactly as the second. So I repeat it, is Whenever a multiple of 3 appears, it will turn on the blue LED as it says here. Then it will wait a half of a second, then it will turn off and wait 1 second. That's all.